University.
Southwest Florida, we're delighted to have here in the studio his first time on the show. Certainly won't be his last time on the show because he may be on to bigger and better things as a candidate for circuit court judge. So we're happy to welcome Miguel Fernandez III.
Thank you, Lee.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And one of the things in reading your bio and reading your background on, this whole effort to become a judge is the fact that this is not your first time running. And I really admire that about you and the fact that you ran before, you weren't successful, you put your hand right back in there. Does that say that you were really passionate about becoming a judge? And if so, why is that?
I think so, Lee. I think it's because, many years ago I felt God inspired me to pursue justice. And I've had this calling placed on my heart to take my talents and my gifts to the highest and best use. And I want to be part of something that I call public service excellence. Not just doing public service, but doing it in an excellent fashion.
That's great. Now, the whole process of sitting back and thinking, oh, one day I want to be a judge, and I want to be a circuit court judge. What made you want to be a judge?
Well, it's my chosen profession, first of all, and when you're in the profession, you like to go to the highest level that you can. So I think that I was inspired by that by virtue of being a lawyer, number one, and also being in courtrooms and seeing how the different judges do and mete out their justice and adjudicate things, and I just want to be a part of that.
What's your legal background training? Where did you go to school? Your education, that type of thing?
Seton Hall University. I did my bachelor's in political science, and then I went on to Syracuse Law School where I got a joint degree in JD being the law degree part, and the master's in public administration was the other part.
When you look at, I asked you about your education background, do you think that's a major factor in being a good judge? If so, if not, what do you think are some key things that a person should look for in terms of selecting somebody or electing someone to be a judge?
I think we all go to good law schools. I think all of the candidates have that kind of background. But I think it's what you do once you get out of law school, what you've done with your time. I spent the majority, if not all of my time in court, and I think that's one of the biggest qualities you need to have, because if you want to be a trial judge, you better have some trial experience. But in addition to that, you have to be someone who is patient, someone who's wise, has a great deal of life experience, someone who's decisive, someone who can understand the human condition.
Over the years, Miguel, I've talked to various candidates for judge. One of the things I find that it's like if you're running for judge and a person has to vote for somebody for judge, it's like, it's not like you're a real politician in a sense, but you still have to be elected. Do you think judges should be elected or appointed?
Well, it's two ways to being it. And eventually, if you get appointed, you still have to run for election every 6 years. That's what makes our races very important. But I think people need to look at, again, the court experience, the trial experience, the jury trial experience. I have over 90 trials over the course of the last 24 plus years. So I think people need to become more familiar with the overall background of an individual.
How many circuit court judge candidates will be on the ballot on August 14th?
Since there's 4 races, there will be a total of 8 candidates. Now, 3 of those races involve challenges to incumbent judges. The race I'm in, which is the Group 18 seat, it's an open seat. Judge Baker is retiring. Myself and another attorney out of Naples are running for that position. So it's an open seat.
I see. So you wouldn't have to go to a general. This is it.
Winner takes all, Lee.
That would be 50% plus 1?
Well, it's just 1 vote extra.
1 vote. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you're moving around now, the Lee County area, that would be your jurisdiction as a judge, right? Lee County?
All 5 counties, really.
Okay.
We can be signed anywhere within the 5-county area.
What are you hearing from the people out there? Are they pretty satisfied with what's going on in the judicial system?
They're really not, Lee. I think that what their biggest complaints are, they don't feel welcome at the courthouse. They feel talked down to. I don't believe in the Judge Judy type, so that resonates with me.
Okay.
They feel as if when they do go to the courthouse, they waste too much time being there for hours, only for a short, brief hearing. So there's a number of complaints out there, and I'm going to address all that once I become circuit judge.
Okay. What kind of experience and background and qualities that you think actually distinguishes you from your opponent?
I think fundamentally 3. Number 1, I have far more courtroom experience than my opponent does, 24 plus years. I think he's been in Florida about 12 years. He probably doesn't have anywhere near the trials that I've done. I've done 90. I think I read that he had 5. But I think also the bar leadership experience, which is I'm former president of the Bar Association, chairman of the Grievance Committee. All these things that assist me, plus my extensive community involvement, Lee, over the course of 24 years, not just when I've decided to run for office.
When you received the endorsement from the Fort Myers News Press, and one of the things I said to you off camera, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You say any endorsement is a good thing. Let's talk about some of the endorsement and some of the accolades that you've gotten so far as a candidate for judge.
Well, the number one endorsement is my family. But the news press has endorsed me. The Naples Daily News, they're coming out later this week. We're hoping to get that. But if we don't, we're going to continue to move on. We've won all the straw polls, Lee, all the straw polls that they've had concerning the judicial candidates. Not only have I won against my opponent, but I received the highest vote total and support percentage of any judicial candidate. So I'm very happy with that. I just feel as if people are receptive to my candidacy and what I have to offer.
We got about 2 more questions, Rick, before we go to a quick break. You are Cuban.
I am.
Okay, and I'm sure you're proud of it. Okay, I got a lot of friends who are Cuban. That's good stuff. As a role model, as a judge, a circuit court judge, and happen to be it's fair to say Hispanic descent, do you think that that's a good image that we show in having diversity in the judicial system?
I happen to be Latino, and I think that bringing more diversity to the court system is a good thing, and I believe that kids need to see positive role models, minorities, regardless of whether they're Latino, African American, or otherwise. They just need to have the positive role models, and I hope to be one of those.
Well, I think you're going to make a great judge. I'm predicting that you're going to get elected, but I know you don't count your eggs before they hatch. I want you to give a phone number. We got your website that has appeared on the screen numerous times. Let's give a phone number. People can contact you as well if they need you to come out and speak at their churches or anywhere.
239-337-7811.
Okay, one more time.
239-337-7811.
All right, congratulations on your.
My pleasure. Thank
Good
you
luck
for
on your
having me.
campaign, okay?
Thank you.
As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like the candidate, Fernandez, who are doing it. When we come back, we'll find out who's our guest next week on Leap Is Live. Let's go, Rick.